I try to avoid doing this in my Sunday best. At least your lot still knows how to make an end.
Hello everyone, I'm Bayonetta 2 director Hashimoto from Platinum Games.
And I'm Bayonetta 2 producer Kuroda, Platinum Games.
The game will release soon, so today we will deliver information about it directly to you. We're calling Bayonetta 2 a non-stop climax action game. We wanted to communicate a few things with this phrase, like the feeling of exhilaration you get from dismantling enemies in high-speed fights, or dodging attacks at the last second before countering, balancing tension building and tension releasing. All these dynamic situations, where you can barely take your eyes off the screen, combine into an action game with controls that meld with your mind. That's what we mean by non-stop climax action. But it might be difficult for you to really picture what this game is all about. So we'll touch on some of the basics and go into detail on some of the special features and overall appeal of Bayonetta 2. Stick around with us until the end. The main character, Bayonetta, is one of the last surviving members of the Umbra Witch clan, so she can use various spells. She's a beautiful witch with glasses, who looks good on the outside, but has a cruel side too. Her specialty is a form of martial arts called bullet arts that utilizes the 4 guns equipped to her feet and hands. Her magic power resides in her hair. Her clothes are made of her hair, and she can summon infernal demons from Inferno using her hair as a powerful resource. But she needs to use her magic for summoning, so as a result, her clothes occasionally peel off and reveal her sexy body.
I'm afraid I don't have time to dance too long.
She has a sense of humor, but she can also be very sadistic. She kills enemies without mercy, all the while with a smile on her face. In addition to Bayonetta, there's a host of other characters in the game too, with personalities that bring the story to life.
Our fates and our paths cross once again.
So let's talk about the story. In this installment, Bayonetta heads into Inferno to rescue her best friend Jean, whose soul was dragged into Inferno for trying to protect her. On the way there, Bayonetta must face her arch-nemeses, angels, and vile hordes of demons as well. Epic battles will unfold, not only in the human world, but also in Paradiso and Inferno. And with characters like the mysterious and powerful boy Loki, and the masked Lumen who appears wherever Bayonetta goes, the story will have some unexpected twists.
Jean, I'm on my way. Just behave yourself for a bit longer.
Can Bayonetta save her best friend's soul? That part's up to you.
One thing I have always personally really liked about the Bayonetta games is that it's got this really rad lady as the protagonist.
And she has to stop many different, let's say, adversaries who she encounters along the way who want to control time, power, the other parts of heaven and hell.
So this is something that has to deal with Bayonetta's relationship with Jean, and Jean is going to be put into a position of danger, and Bayonetta is going to need to go again fighting angels, go to the Inferno to fight demons, possibly even greater threats in order to get Jean's soul back.
And in the meantime, she gets paired up with this strange little child who she thinks she's helping, but maybe he's helping her, maybe he's against her. No one knows what's going on.
It's just got this like incredible, phenomenal depth in terms of combat.
You get to kick a whole lot of butt, and it's really not all that horribly intimidating a game for someone who's new to this type of game, because you can't play it on an easier mode.
Players who are interested in action games, over-the-top action, fighting games, stomping on your opponents, taunting them, it's just an amazing, fun, encompassing action game.
I think any player who is familiar with lots of other technical third-person action games that relies on a lot of building combos, and also people who are just interested in like action games that they find challenging, would also do well to keep their eye on Bayonetta 2.
As with the previous title, I worked on many of the designs of the angels and demons that appear in the game as Bayonetta's enemies. I designed the angels in the same manner as in the last game. They are godly, yet somehow evil-looking at the same time. Angels make up multiple levels of Paradiso's hierarchy, so I switched up the looks of the angels in each level of that hierarchy. Also, demons appear in this title for the first time in the series. They are the residents of Inferno, where there is no order, and power means everything. To fully express their creepy, sinister looks, I use the concept of inorganic matter as a key part of their design, contrasting with angels who are more organic looking. There are way more enemy types than in the last game. Angels and demons attack Bayonetta in many unique ways. So please check them out in the game. Now, I would like to talk in more detail about Bayonetta's moves. The foundation of Bayonetta combat is a variety of combo moves that can be performed with the weapons she equips on her hands and feet. You can attack by pressing the X button for punch and the A button for kick. If you press and hold either button, you can start shooting in the same position. Continuously press the buttons to execute combo attacks. Depending on the button combination you press, you can execute various combos. Please try to find your favorite ones. There are so many different types of combos that you may end up executing an unexpectedly powerful combo as you keep experimenting. There's also something we like to call automatic mode that allows you to fight automatically by equipping the Immortal Marionette and pressing buttons. You can even play just by using the Wii U gamepad touchscreen. You can also enjoy this game casually through these modes. Many powerful enemies will stand in Bayonetta's way, but there's one important element that should give you an edge on the battlefield: the spell that controls time. Witch Time. When you dodge an enemy attack, at the very last second, this ability will be activated, allowing you to slow down time around you in a big way. But you must dodge the attack at the very last second to activate Witch Time. This requires some courage, but as a reward, you can create wide openings, making it easy to inflict more damage with your attacks. As you attack and successfully execute Witch Time, you can charge up your magic power. The gauge on the top left is your magic gauge. Once you fill it up, you can activate some powerful attacks. For example, this is a torture attack. These were included in the last game. They reveal Bayonetta's sadistic side. She summons devices from the past that were used to torture ancient witches, and uses them on her enemies mercilessly. The device summoned will differ depending on the enemy, so please try to punish a great variety of them. Another important feature is a powerful new magic attack we added to this installment: Umbran Climax. By releasing your accumulated magic power, you can temporarily enhance Bayonetta's attack power and attack range. While she's in this state, infernal demons will act more violently than during normal attacks. Torture attacks are better suited for fighting a single enemy with one powerful attack, and Umbran Climax is better against multiple enemies in a wide area. Based on the number of enemies and their power levels, be tactful and utilize both your single-focused Torture attack and your wide-range Umbran Climax. You can acquire a variety of weapons as you advance through the story. We offer many different types of weapons, from powerful, close-range weapons to weapons that are pretty powerful too, but create big openings. Additionally, depending on whether you equip them to your hands or to your feet, even the same weapon can create different combo attacks. The game offers a great level of customization by letting you choose which weapon to equip on your hands and feet. So please try to find the best combination for your playstyle. You can also preset 2 sets of weapon combinations in advance and switch between them seamlessly during the battle. One's good for shooting. One's good for cutting. One's good for burning things. Choose the fighting style that best suits you.
From somebody who's played Bayonetta 1 as well, the inclusion of Umbran Climaxes is totally different too. Because somebody who's played Bayonetta 1 really only has so many choices available to them when thinking about how to approach a battle. With Bayonetta 2, even before going into the battle, the question also comes up, should I preserve my magic gauge? Because now you have the option to run around before conflicts, build up your magic gauge, knowing that you can have an Umbran Climax at the start of the battle, and completely wipe the floor with enemies that otherwise you wouldn't be able to, attack as quickly.
Witch time is fantastic. It's very rewarding. At first, you kind of like, I'm dodging, I get it, I can do a little bit of combos here and there, but it's really good to actually be able to keep dodging and slowing down time and being able to see, okay, I have 5 seconds, I need to look to my left, to my right, I need to take this guy out first, I need to take this guy out next, here comes another attack, oh, this guy's shining, it's dodging, it's awesome. You're able to incorporate so much skill through just using that.
And so, like you're fighting and you're doing all these really cool combos and using witch time and basically just like dancing your way through this combat. And then you activate Umbran Climax and you're just like, boom, 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 and you just like take out everything, even really big bosses, and it feels really cool to do it. And yet at the same time, they did a really good job of not making it feel too overpowered. I've been playing it for a few months now, and I'm doing stuff with the game, and I thought I was pretty good, and then I talked to someone else in the department, and he was like, yeah, you gotta use dodge offset, and I was like, what's dodge offset?
So in this game, say you're being attacked by multiple enemies, and you have to keep dodging to get out of the way and not get hit. Well, you're never gonna finish that really long string of attack moves. With dodge offset, you're allowed to actually keep dodging and continue that combination. It's very, very vital, and it makes the game much more rewarding in doing so.
I like to have Take Mizuguchi, which is the huge hammer that she uses. Another weapon, I'll use Kafka, because Kafka has a really good effect when fighting bosses. When they're hit with the arrow, it causes a poison effect in the boss and their health goes down, which is great if you can keep switching off to get the poison effect on, and then switch to something like Rakshasa to deal combo damage, and then switch back and deal more poison damage and keep that up. It makes killing bosses faster a lot easier.
Currently, my favorite combination of weapons would probably be using the Rakshasa, the swords, and the whips that you can attach to your feet. Both have different properties that you can really combine and use together.
There's the standard Bayonetta combat is brought back with the addition of Umbran Climaxes, the addition of new weapons that behave in different ways and allow the player to attack in different ways and think of the battle in different ways. But on top of that, because this is a Platinum game, for those of us who have played the wonderful 101 on Wii U, we know that there's the typical combat, but there are also these other sections that you can look forward to as well.
Next, let's talk about game modes. First, the main story mode. The story mode is divided into chapters and offers various stages. The game features not only normal combat, but also aerial battles, underwater battles, and battles while riding on vehicles. You'll get a score at the end of each chapter based on the number of combos you've performed, your clear time, and the damage you've received, so the game motivates you to try out the same chapter repeatedly to get a better score. If you're looking for a challenge, aim for the highest score, pure platinum.
In the story mode, there are some small secret rooms called Muspelheim, hidden in various locations throughout stages. Inside these rooms, players can test their skills by defeating enemies under specific restrictions and rules, like using only a certain type of attack or defeating all the enemies within a given time limit. It's hard to clear these Muspelheim rooms, but by playing with these restrictions, you may be able to discover new combos and techniques that you normally wouldn't use in regular gameplay. Consider this a challenge to you from us at Platinum Games. Once you're used to the game, please stop by one of these rooms and test your skills.
As you advance through the game, you can collect halos, a type of in-game currency. Using this currency, you can purchase new weapons, accessories, and costumes at Rodan's store, The Gates of Hell. Rodan is a weaponsmith from Inferno. As you play through stages, you can acquire a type of record called Angelic Hymns. Give them to Rodan and ask him to create new weapons for you. If you want to equip the same weapon on your feet and hands together, then use halos to purchase duplicates of the same weapon. There are many types of accessories. Some may enhance your attacks, while others may protect you if you wear them. Select and purchase the ones that match your playstyle. You can also purchase skills, which will expand Bayonetta's moveset. That way, you can utilize an even greater variety of actions. Now, for the costumes. By purchasing additional costumes, you can change Bayonetta's outfits. After we announced the Wii U version of Bayonetta, we received many inquiries about the costumes. Yes, in Bayonetta 2, there are some Nintendo costumes as well. The Koopa King's hands and feet may be summoned, and some enemies may drop rupees. As we previously announced, each costume offers its own unique elements. Additionally, these costumes add some unique moves to Bayonetta 2 as well. And there's one other costume we're revealing that's exclusive to this title. I may not need to explain this, but we have created a costume based on the most famous Vulpine mercenary in the galaxy.
The Nintendo costumes are a somehow adorable way of making this game a little more familiar to the Nintendo audience.
You can look forward to Link, to Samus. For this one, there is also a Fox McCloud costume, which is absolutely my favorite.
I actually like that the little attention to detail that the R-Wings are Bayonetta's pistols and you actually lock on.
I want to say either Princess Peach or Princess Daisy are my favorite costumes because Bayonetta looks so wrong in them, and that's what's great about it. She is this huge, tall Amazonian woman who's wearing this like fluffy pink outfit or fluffy orange outfit.
But then I also really like the Link costume. I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and so not only is the Link costume cool because it's functional, you like pick up rupees, and when you find secrets, it does like the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
So I think that combined with the thought of design that went into both the angels and the demons as enemy units shows a very distinct cleave between one world that is very well put together, that is very baroque, and another world that is very chaotic.
The look of the game has many different features. You visit different parts of the world, so it has kind of like an old Rome or Italy feel to it. But on top of that, you're fighting angels and demons, which is something you really don't ever see. You don't really ever fight angels in a game before. So the monster design and the world design based off of Heaven and Inferno is really unique, I think, in that aspect.
It is extremely satisfying to take down bosses.
The game just goes to 11. And to give you an example, for Chapter 4, and that's where you battle the Masked Lumen himself, and then you take him on in this huge area where you have your monsters fight in the background, and then you take over as the monsters in a big boxing match. This type of action is something you would only really see in an end game of a regular action title, and it's only Chapter 4. Chapter 4.
Lastly, I would like to talk about our biggest challenge for this game, the online-only two-player co-op mode called Tag Climax. In Tag Climax, you can select a verse card to pick which stage you fight in. You can play as characters other than Bayonetta in this mode. Each character has a unique style and set of abilities. We already announced that Jean will be playable, but I have one more character to announce today. He's the master of the shop, the gates of hell, and the weaponsmith, a familiar character from the previous Bayonetta game, Rodin. Tag Climax is not only a separate mode for online gameplay, it also lets you earn halos as rewards, which you can then use to purchase skills and weapons in the story mode. That way, you can advance through the story more easily, and you can challenge more powerful enemies in Tag Climax mode. You can bet halos to increase the difficulty level in order to earn more halos as a reward. When you set the difficulty level high, enemies will be extremely powerful, even when you're fighting cooperatively with another player, so it will definitely give you a challenge. Tag Climax is an online mode, but as a special treat, today I'll play it with Miss Kuroda here. Okay, let's play some Tag Climax.
All right.
So here's Bayonetta, but first I want to change her costume to her Chinese dress.
Okay. And I'm going to use the character we just revealed.
So we can bet halos, but wait, is this difficulty too high? What do you think, is this enough?
Yeah, it seems right, at least to start with.
Yeah, this is our first match. Okay, let's do it.
So in Tag Climax, there are a total of 6 stages, and in each round, you can tell which player earned more points to see who won. You could also just check the overall score after finishing all 6 matches.
Right.
The halos you earn will depend on that score, so even though this is a co-op mode, there is a competitive element as well.
The more halos you bet, the more exciting it becomes, right?
Yeah.
So how's Rodin doing?
Well, he's a bit tricky to play, so,
Tricky?
Well, his attacks feel very different from Bayonetta's.
Yeah, it looks like his attack is more deliberate and powerful. So you're charging up your attacks, right? Oh, so he did defeat that enemy. Now...
Oh, I won!
I lost. I'm a bit shocked.
Now let's see.
Ooh, you're betting that much?
Should I?
Why not?
Okay, then I'll bet 4,000 halos. That means the enemies will be really tough.
When playing Tag Climax, titles like director and producer become kind of meaningless.
Exactly. Let's get serious and prove who's really better.
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, that was close.
He's pretty tough, isn't he?
Yes.
Looks like Rodin is dead. You can just leave the other player dead.
Hey, you should help him. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, no, no.
Ah, now I'm dead.
What? Okay, wait,
Rodin, revive me.
Well, he doesn't have witch time, so it's kind of tough, but, yes, I did it.
Ah, thank you.
I'm scared. Running away is all I can do right now. Wow.
Well, both of us are dead now.
Well, that's the takeaway. Don't be too greedy.
So just like us, we hope you'll enjoy playing Tag Climax. We hope you enjoyed today's Nintendo Direct. Bayonetta 2 will be available in North America, both in stores and on Nintendo eShop, October 24th.
The packaged version will come with both Bayonetta 2 and the Wii U version of Bayonetta, at a suggested retail price of $59.99. When buying both games separately from the Nintendo eShop, a special discount will be applied during the purchase process, making your total for both games just $59.98. Either option is a great way to fully experience the world of Bayonetta.
I hope this Direct piqued your interest in this non-stop Climax action game. Please consider picking up this newest Bayonetta installment. Thank you for tuning in to this Nintendo Direct and sticking around until the end. Finally, we prepared a new trailer for you. Please take a look.
Very well then, Bayonetta. You shall be the first Umbra Witch to die at my hands. I swear it, on my honor as a luminous sage.
Our friends in Paradiso are far too quiet, but they aren't the only ones. Our friends down south seem to be a bit upset as well.
I'm not one of the pets who don't listen to their masters.
Something's up. The balance of powers that keep things in check don't feel right, does it? Jean's gonna wander Inferno suffering for eternity. Them's the breaks. 'Cause I don't see no way of saving a soul lost in hell.
What about the gates?
I can't stop you from trying to use them, but I don't think you got a chance down there.
Welcome to hell, love. Too late to repent. You know, love, you're probably the only person on the planet who says go to hell and means take me there.
I came to pick up a friend. It's almost her curfew. John!
Time's almost up. Bayonetta, you better start creating miracles.
So, our fates and our paths cross once again.
I'm remembering what I really am.
Why must you keep interfering?
That's my line. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were the most persistent stalker I've met yet.
He will not be forgiven. He will never be forgiven. On my soul is illumined. He will draw his last breath before me!
Be careful, Spectre. Something big is going to happen to our world.
I know I know when this is. The symbol of the Umbran Way.
Bayonetta! Get away from me!
Now the time has come for our powers to become one again. Now, Umbra Witch. The left eye of darkness must return from whence it came.